Hello, welcome to episode 26 of our Ostriv Alpha 4 Let's Play. It is October of 1744 in our town, and we started this episode at the market because, that's right, we're building another one. We talked last episode about maybe putting one here in this area of the town, or potentially over in this area, as this kind of industrial area around the farm kind of develops. And I figured out these two houses right here are too far from this market to buy anything, but they've been growing their own food. So I think what we should do is build another one right around this area right here. Now we do have a graveyard right here, so maybe not right next to the graveyard, but right here. Right here might be a pretty good spot. So let's see if we can fit some granaries over here. As you know me, and much to the chagrin of those of you who like non-grid oriented layouts, I unfortunately, or fortunately depending on how you choose to view things, absolutely love them. So we're going to go right ahead and build another one. We'll put that granary right there. Then we'll go ahead and start putting market stalls down. You know the drill. One right there. We'll go all the way back here. One right there. One right there. And I do need to check clearance before I build anything else. Keep in mind, these are hay barracks that are actually being used. So I think what we can do that will fit acceptably in here is build a market stall right about here, and then put another granary backing up to this. And we'll just do, I think that should fit. Right like so, and that will leave room behind here for people to access the hay barracks. I will go ahead and remove this, and we'll put this one all the way up against here. And of course, there's only 4, so you know what that means. We're going to have another pair right here, but that is just fine in my book. It'll give us an opportunity to have a little bit of a more compact space and decorate it slightly differently from the others. A little bit of variety never hurt, even if this playthrough does seem to be predisposed to creating order out of chaos. Alright, now, one thing to consider. Now right here, when we go to select all of these, there are not any new ones that we saw teased in the trading post. Actually, let's go ahead and I'll show this to you again. Right here, if we go to add a resource for export, uncheck only available, we'll see stuff like barley, hops, mead, etc., teasing different things as well as some sheep things. But those don't exist yet, so we're not going to worry about them. We're just going to, actually, let's go ahead and 12 times speed so they can start building those granaries. What I like to do in all my markets, just to have everything really efficient, is just go right down the line. So everything is represented. That one stopped at cabbage, so we'll continue with carrots, chicken eggs, chicken meat, clothing, cucumber, dried fish, firewood, regular fish, flour, honey, horse meat, even though we haven't slaughtered horses for meat yet, that option does exist. Ending with milk there, so, haha, mutton. We don't have sheep yet, so we're going to skip that. Onions. They almost caught me there. Pork, potato, raspberry, and that will leave this final one with sallow, salt, shoes, and sunflower oil. And so now, what I like to do is I'll go to a previous market stall, if I can find one, and I'll just go right down here to resource supply, hit apply to all, and that will copy the settings from here. And then we'll also copy these settings. And then we can go back down here, and that way the headache is completely solved, and we don't have to worry about messing with individual tick boxes. Just a way of being a little more efficient. And now their food supply variety problems are solved because they're very close to a market. And that will create 6 additional jobs for women right here. And when the granaries are done, create additional jobs for that as well. And that's a nice use of this space right here. I know it's a grid, and a lot of you seem to decry my use of the grid, but efficiency is good. And, eventually at some point, we'll branch out into stuff a little bit more like this and this and this right here. But I want to see just how big we can make this town, and efficiency of space, especially in the middle, is extremely important. So when we get out into outskirts like way down here, down this part of the river, this corner of the map, we can have a little bit more of a wild thing, or like in these trees, maybe put a house with no garden, so it's like you live in the forest. But hey, right now in this clearing, no, that's prime real estate. And it's not free real estate, despite what the memes might tell you. Anyway, so this granary is done. We're going to wait for them to get this finished. Can't find nails anywhere. Well, I'll tell you where you can find them. At the smithy, if they are actually doing their job. And there's some nails. Not too many. I tell you what, this one woman is the real MVP right here, making thatch for all these houses and buildings. All right, this one should be done relatively quickly. I think we still have 21 men working as builders right now. And now they're out of money. Well, that's because you bought a bunch of food. Yeah, so once this is done, we'll get all our granaries set up just like how we have them up here. We, of course, have all these buying from local producers, and honey, of course, was recently added as a locally producible resource, as our friends with all of the bees learned. This is truly an insane amount of bees. A couple of you have noted that in the comments. Like, I think even a couple of you, Northern Ants Gaming, who also does Ostriv videos, was commenting about his experience with beekeeping, and that's yeah. These people are not 2 18-year-olds. They have no idea what they're getting into. They just got a bunch of bees. Anyway, they'll figure their lives out eventually, maybe. But we've got our 2 granaries right here. So we're going to go over to previous granary, and you guessed it, hit that button, and that solves that problem. And here comes the snow. 1744. 23 years. I know we're on, what I said this was, episode 26? I think that's what it is, but math is hard, so I could be wrong. So what we always like to do is we'll take one granary, will be all of the produce that the citizens can grow, and we'll purchase it to there. We'll add honey to that one. I think it was already part of the other one. Raspberries, so that's 7 types of produce that the citizens can grow. We'll go ahead and turn that on. We haven't set limits yet, so don't worry. We'll get back to there and do that. I just have to remember exactly how I had this set up. Beef, buckwheat, and potato. And you might be asking, now why do you keep using the same settings every single time? Doesn't that get boring? Well, I mean, it might get a little boring, but more importantly, it's consistent, and it makes it a lot easier for me to keep track of what I've got where. You're welcome to play however you like. This makes it easier for me. So no hard feelings if you think it's dumb. It just makes it a lot easier for me to keep track of what I've got where. And then, of course, this other one, milk, flour, fish, and dried fish. So we'll start with those 4. Milk, flour, fish, and dried fish. And then pork, sallow, chicken meat, chicken egg. Chicken meat, chicken egg. And then that last one was sunflower oil. And we can keep track of what else we might need to stock. Now, aside from horse meat and mutton, and I believe salt and wheat, everything is accounted for. Wheat, you can't really feed, at least not in this game. We could do salt, and actually, let's go ahead and do salt. And then, of course, this is all completely full. Let's just get a refresher of how I had this other stuff set up. It was 500 for all, and then 4644. Oh no, honey was way too high. That might be why. That actually might be why there's so many bees, because I think the demand is really high. Someone commented on episode 25 that that could be the case, but we'll see. Anyway, so now we know this is going to be 500, 500, 500, 500. This is set to 4,000, 500, 500, and then beef we'll go ahead and set to 4,000. Buckwheat will set to 6,000. Potato 4,000. Granary capacity is total 20,000. And this will be, if this is all completely full, it'll be slightly over, but it never gets full, so I'm not worried about it. All right, so let's check this other one here. 2,500 all the way down except for sunflower oil. That is nice and easy. This will also help us with our fish production a little bit. And of course, sunflower oil was set to 500. Salt will go ahead and set to 500 as well. Of course, again, 20,000 capacity. So this will get us to 5, 10, 15. We'll get 20,000 if all of these are full, but again, they never are. And that'll get us to 21, so we'll be pretty close to full most of the time. Let's see, can these guys buy anything? Yeah, absolutely, you can buy some of that. We're not selling flour. We are selling salt, so buy that. Let's see, honey. Nope, don't need to buy that anymore. We'll have that soon. Hemp, I do think we'll buy some hemp. And textile as well, because we can sell those for profit. And look at that. We've got a really compact market set up right here. And what would a market in our town... Well, look, I love these little stalls and all the different things that you can see for sale. What a great detail. Well, like I was saying, what would a town market in our town at least be without a gazebo? It is tradition, and so it shall be. We'll just put this right here in the middle, roughly. And we'll put some benches around. Eventually. I do wish the moving with the keyboard keys were a little more even. Wow, people are already going to sit down there. That could be a sign that this part of the town needs some more benches. And benches I shall provide. So there's 3 right there. And we'll go ahead and come in here with our favorite tree, for planting at least, birch trees. Put one here, one here, one here, and one there. And then I'll go ahead and put... Actually, you know what? We'll just do bushes around the gazebo this time. Put one there. And one there. Same thing over here. Just a little bit of decoration. Doesn't have to be super perfect. We've seen them build quite a few of these, so that's fine. Just goes up real quick like that. And we'll come right around this corner right here. Do a couple of those. And there we go. Just some simple, fun little decorations. And you have a nice little community gathering space and some food and other goodies to buy. So that should solve a lot of our problems with regard to that. Let's see, what else? I can't get over these bees. It's hilarious to me. That is just wild that these people have that many bees. Like, you two, you're going to have fun. Good luck. Good luck. All right, so let's take stock here real quick of what else we might need to be putting down here. We have a couple of cart areas, cart shed over here, oil workshop, more cart parking, slaughterhouses. There is another up here for cart sheds. We have a school here. We have a school here. And I don't think all of these are full unless they just now got full. Okay, there's 2 open there. Now this is a more mature area. This is, of course, this being the first house. Yep, 24 years ago. So most of these have older children that are already married. And sometimes, wow, that's a 20. Okay, so one of the kids is 20 years old and they have a 5-month-old baby. That's not super uncommon. At least not where I'm from. I know a couple families that have had a lot of kids. But that's interesting that that would be. I don't know too many mothers that were brand new babies at 50 years old, though. That certainly is not super common. All right, so we are plowing away down here. I wonder, do we have any flax growing here this year? No, we're growing sunflowers. We do have flax stored in this, as well as some linseed. Not a terribly high yield. Now, somebody did say that chickens and horses will eat it, but only if the building that they're living in was built after that most recent patch. And these, of course, aren't able to eat it because these were built a while ago. Not a super long time ago, as were these horses and all that stuff. We don't have a need for really any more horses right now, so I don't think we'll be messing with that too much. Look at all this water. That is just nuts. I had the thing set incorrectly, but hey, it's not counting against the storage limit, so that's fine. 3 fallow fields this year. Well, I suppose that's one way to do it. These should both not be on the same cycle here. And that should not have 2 fallow fields associated with it. That's got to be... Okay, so somehow these fields got messed up, but we'll go ahead and fix that. So that's going to be there, there, there. I wonder if I can put one... can't change a crop during the season. Can I deactivate it? No. Okay. So I don't know how this got messed up, but it did. Anyway. Things are progressing quite nicely. And now we can think about... Now we have this new market right here. How is our balance looking? We do have some people looking for jobs, so we don't necessarily need to build more houses. But if we were going to build more production things, that would give us a reason to build more houses. I like the idea of having houses in the middle of the forest here with just like nothing around. Don't know exactly how viable that would be. Long term, at least. So let's think, what have we not really gotten into too much? I don't think they've added anything in here that I missed. No. Somebody did comment, though, that the church is not exactly centrally located. And that's technically true. So we could probably build another one at some point. Do we have the stone? 1,200 stone. Oh, yeah, we've got stone. So you know what? What if in this area right here with this graveyard, what if we put another church in here? Would it fit? No, not like that. That is decidedly too big. Well, could possibly be an idea for later. But I think I like the idea of having houses around the farm. So we might continue to kind of close this in a little bit with more houses with gardens. Oh, messenger, you gonna buy something? Buy some sunflower oil? Absolutely. Hey, we have some clothes to sell. Go ahead and do that. Very nice. Iron. Yeah, we can buy more iron. Honey? Not enough in the town storage. Well. There is a lovely couple who are raising the largest amount of privately held bees in the history of mankind right here. Oh my God, look at that. 1,747 honey at this exact juncture. That is a substantial amount of honey for one household to develop. And since it's only May, I think if we build... Let's go ahead and single time speed. If we build more houses here, they could potentially have some crops grow, or at least plant them this year. So let's go ahead and rotate right here and put a house right here. Just standard house. Don't have to get too fancy. All right, there. We'll go one. Actually, just because we can, we'll get rid of that. And that can eventually disappear whenever it feels like it. We'll make this one slightly smaller so we can fit another house right here. Actually, you know what? We have the power of F1 on our side. So those 4 houses right here, of course, leaving room right here for another little boulevard, and leaving room here for another boulevard. That will help us out a little bit, having those 4 houses. And of course, we'll leave here. And that will help this out just a tiny bit. But we're going to need some jobs. So what I think would be a good idea, especially since I think the weavers' workshops will not accept flax as a textile unless they're built later. Yeah, so we can actually build another weaver's workshop. I know I have a couple more. Where did I put those? Okay, 2 of them right here. Of course, no one's currently working here because it is the off season, and we only do that during the winter and in the middle of summer where the plants are growing, crops are growing, out of firewood. Well, that certainly isn't ideal. Is there any available here? Okay, they just haven't bought any yet. Well, they're fully stocked. So what we could consider is putting in another couple of weavers' workshops. So let's take a look-see. See, right over here, yeah, they're foresting over here. Got a forester right here. So they'll be clearing these trees out. And then they'll move to down at this area. So we need to find a spot where we can put a weaver's workshop. This is kind of a whimsically non-straight fence right here. It's always fun to do little things like that. Now, the description hasn't been updated for the weaver's workshop to say from flax. So I could actually be wrong. I don't think I am, but I could be wrong. So I think we can put... Well, maybe we don't... Hold on. We have 3 women wearing the exact same clothing right there. Is that just me? These are all women, right? Huh. Oh, 24-year-old with education. Well, okay, it's not exactly the same. These 2 women are the same top. These 2 have the same bottom on. Interesting. Never seen that before. So I don't think I'll put one right there. But we can find a spot that would work for it, and ideally around here with some of these new houses going in. Don't necessarily want to put up right to the graveyard, so we can leave a little bit of a buffer zone here. I'll just go ahead and put one right there. And then right next to it, of course, a tailor's workshop. Oh, I might not have room. That's right, because we have these hay dryers here. Well, we'll just go ahead and build that there anyway. Put this back on 12 times speed. And they're going to come right up in here and build these houses. Why is this one first? Huh. I thought I had already... Oh, the resources are already collected. Supposedly. You know, sometimes the game's weird. And our market is going pretty well here. How's sales looking? Okay, looking decent. Not too many... Wow, firewood's always a popular seller. That's looking good. Our stock is predictably low. We haven't had a harvest down here quite yet. That is so weird. They're building 2 separate houses at one time. I thought they only built one. Is that 2 separate crews building 2 separate houses? Did they add that? If they implemented that change, that's going to be, pardon the overuse of the phrase, a game changer, but that really, I think, truly would be a game changer if you have 2 separate crews building 2 separate houses. Or do they just kind of alternate back and forth between them? That is fascinating. I did not think they would be doing anything like that. Because they're still supplying that one. But then they're also building this one. And it's not just supplying either, because they've got the base beams and some of the joists and everything right here. Well, I kind of just want to sit here and watch this now and see exactly what's going on. They haven't touched this other one since they started putting the walls up on the first house. So maybe that's just a weird way it decides to do that. Oh, but I'm seeing no firewood notifications. Heh, look, bees. Heh, been there, done that. Yeah, let's ask our buddies up there how they're doing a little later. So you've got no food. Oh, all these young people getting into the bees, they don't know what's up. They have no idea what's coming. Now, if these people do bees too, that's going to be pretty funny. We will see. We will see. Yeah, that's so weird because they're stacking this. And then I bet you the next couple guys that come in are going to stack more, and then they'll put out a couple beams. Unless they consider this bottom part to be part of the site preparation and not actual building. If you've got an idea, let me know in the comments what you think might have been why it was trying to build two houses at once. Because I'm very interested. I haven't quite figured it out. Okay, so they're not going to have bees. I guess these are the raspberry bushes, as some of you have postulated. Now, let's see. These people are complaining there's not enough food variety. Well, I believe this person is supplying food. Yep, there we go. Beef. Alright, so they are seemingly doing fine. Let's check on our honey purveyors up here. Yep, they've got a lot of honey. What else are they growing here? I can't quite tell what this is. I think that would be potatoes, maybe. This, we'll see at harvest time exactly what they've got. Still haven't figured out what I want to do with this area right here. If you have any suggestions, please let me know, because I'm kind of lost. I don't want to put more houses here. This is a very central space that could be good for production. I just don't know exactly what would fit well. So again, if you have any ideas, let me know. I'm very interested to see what you might have to say about that. All right, now are these people, I think it might at this point be too late to plant a garden. So we might not get them this year. And it could have been for this family as well. They might have just put the bushes there. But that house should be ready soon enough. Okay. Buy my sunflower oil. We really should stock horseshoes for sale. Oh, we do. We have some. Okay. So let's do that and sell some salt as well. Honey. We have no honey, but we will soon. Maybe. Let's see if people have been actually buying it here. Yeah, there's some in stock. People, I guess, are selling. Yes, they've got 96. That's fine. Yeah, we're too late in the year to plant any more plants here. But this will be a pretty good start, and we will see, once this Weaver's Workshop gets built, we'll see if that will take flax, and if it will, that will help us out quite a bit. No jobs available. That's also why this house hasn't been moved into. But as harvest season approaches, these will get filled because there will be a ton of jobs available. So not a lot of huge progress in terms of measurable aesthetics this episode, but we did build this other little market thing, and these trees will grow up pretty nicely within a few years. Should be a pleasant place. And of course, at some point we need to come back in and put our trees, although I think on the farm we might want to avoid that for the sake of realism in terms of farms don't have trees blocking sunlight on the crop growing fields. So this should be relatively quick getting this built up. I don't know that we've watched them build a Weaver's Workshop, probably a long time ago. But this should be relatively fast. Did that guy just phase through the wall? I think he did. Of course, now as soon as I get over here and start watching, they stop working on it. But that should be just about done. Alright, so let's check out here. Yep, see, there's our flax. So that will be A-OK for that to be like that. We will come back over here and do all that stuff so we don't suck anybody away from other things as well. All right, so that will be a use for our flax down here. They will have to cart it all the way from up there, but hey, it gives the cart guys something to do at least. We will be relocating these hay dryers at some point when we put more things over here. But not at this exact moment. And of course, here come the people moving in because there's harvest season and jobs are becoming available. Wow, look at this. It's like an army of people taking this down. I don't think I've ever seen that many people working in one field. That is that is something else. I cannot believe that. We would be fun to watch if they're doing that with that too. That is just wow. That is obscene. Okay, that's sunflowers. We're gonna have pretty good sunflower oil for the next little bit. Anyway, they're doing their thing. I just thought that was pretty incredible watching all that. So I guess they didn't grow anything. Of course, these people didn't either. They've got more honey now, so you know what that means. Let's check on these people. They've got, oh my god, 4,153 units of honey. I don't think we're going to run out of honey anytime soon. And these people are all complaining there's not enough food variety. So they could actually be too far from a market. But they seem to be supplying something. Oh, she's at work. Taking rest. Okay, well, did he supply food? No, he did not. Well, we'll find out if they move out. They didn't have enough access to food. But hey, look at this. Just a little bit of improvement right here, but it is just that much closer to being a wonderful, fully established, full-fledged village. We have 555 residents. And taking it a little slower growth-wise in this Let's Play than my Alpha 3 version, but I think I like this better. It's a little bit more organized. It helps not having 7 farms, because now we have to rely on the gardens a little bit for produce and things. But I'll tell you what, it's a lot more fun to play a game when you don't have to worry about farm this all the time. They've got flax ready for this. But this is a pretty good spot to stop for today's episode, I believe. Got a little bit of fun stuff done. Set up some stuff for the future. And laughed at the misfortune of 2 very unlucky 19-year-olds managing enough bees to, oh wow, 5,500 units of honey. They're going to have a fun time. That's what you get when you jump into something not knowing full well what the responsibilities are going to be. But like I said, that's all the time we got for today. I hope you enjoyed. I'll have more Dawn of Man coming soon and more Ostriv, including tutorial stuff. It takes a long time to do that stuff the right way. And I'd rather it take a long time and be good than rush it out and it to not be good. So you know how that goes. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.